and they might be sort of happy with it, but then there might be a few nuances that you haven't fleshed out, and they become a problem later down the line in the project because they thought it was included and it wasn't. They thought it was, you meant this and you didn't. So just taking a breath at each key point, asking if they understand, any questions, move on to the next, and just keeping it really nice and relaxed.
Yeah, especially with these types of projects where it's very much like a bespoke, SaaS project or whatever it's going to be. You need to be so clear on what it is that they actually get with it, because there's so many different moving parts with it. I guess, just out of curiosity as well, how do you structure like the proposal and like running through that phase of like the call? Because obviously it is a very bespoke thing you're building, similar to like web design in a way, but I guess even more complex because it's, you've got so many different layers of actual software, how it all works, all these different things. How do you structure that process when you're kind of presenting that to the client?
Yeah, so I'm really, I don't know why, but when we do proposals, okay, so I'll break it up into two parts to the answer. So one, the client will already have a very strong idea of what they're looking for anyway. So we build off that and we make recommendations and we try and scope things out a little bit on the call. It's not like they're coming to us saying we want an app. Well, what does the app do? They already know what they're looking for to an extent. So we build off of that. We obviously make notes and we used to create full proposals, which took ages, super inefficient. Even with ChatGPT and stuff you can probably use nowadays, still super inefficient, and people don't really read them. So what we do now is we do a proposal email where it's essentially quite a long email. Some people will probably say this is a really bad idea. It works for us. Where we break down exactly what the overview, the goal of the project is at the top, a couple of lines of what the goal of the app is. We break down the core feature set, could be 5 or 6 bullet points of what the core features are. We break down the timeline, 4 to 6 weeks, and we break down the cost, and then we attach, what the 4 phases document of how those hours come about. That's all they need to make a decision, really. They're not fatigued from reading a 10-page long proposal, which they don't fully understand. It's just summarising it, really, really summarising it. It saves us hours. We don't have to do a full proposal.
Yeah.
If there's any questions, the client will come back and ask that question.